Okay.
It's fine. I'm a dum-dum. It doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to 30ish, guys, where
Can we all note the time? Because
it's 9:26.
It's way past our bedtime, but here we are.
Shay and I just had a conversation about the difference between the band LFO and Len, L-E-N, who sings Steal My Sunshine.
Yeah, because I'm just apparently ignorant. But I'm not ignorant with a lot of things musical in like terms of nostalgia and
it's all right. That's
all the things.
That's the only shit I remember.
Yeah.
Which is very useful in my everyday life.
It is. I would say it's useful.
Well, it's useful for this.
Yeah, it is useful.
30ish.
Sell yourself short. Hi.
Welcome to 30ish. Hi, Shay.
Hi, Brie.
How are you doing today? And
I am
the
good.
last couple weeks?
I'm just solid, just living the dream. What have I done? No, just working. And then, yeah.
You haven't gone on any trips?
No.
You've been homebound? No one's ran into your window?
No one's ran in my window.
With their car?
It's been very low key.
That's good.
It's been nice. It's been really nice to not have to have drama. And,
drama.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of things that I was going to talk about, but I don't know.
I know. I always have things I'm like...
Yeah, I'm going to talk about this, but no, I think it's been very boring, but it is what it is.
It's just
Just living life. I just binge shitty things, and I just finished binging Love is Blind, which I'd never watched that before. And
yeah, everyone is obsessed with that show. Are you guys?
It's complete trash
obsessed?
Because love is not blind. It's not. You can see the look of fear in their eyes when they open up the doors after I guess it's like you start in these pods and you fall in love with their, their personalities, and then you do a great reveal after I think 2 episodes.
What if people are falling in love with our voices over our podcast?
Well, send us a letter and an engagement
Send us a
ring.
love letter.
Please.
Some money.
Please, that'd be great. But yeah,
is that how it works on Love is Blind?
I'm sure
They
some
bribe
of them probably wish, and then you see them
slip them some money,
see themselves for the first time, and a lot of not a lot of the times, but there's sometimes that you can just see in their eyes they're like, I'm not attracted to this person. So I'm like, yeah. So the experiment is just null and void right there.
Oh my God, I didn't know your dog was under this chair, and I was like,
what is she's been very, very clingy today.
Okay, well, she just scared me.
She went to Camp Bow Wow, and it was very cute.
Fright.
She gave you a fright.
Camp Bow Wow?
Yeah, she's a camper. Happy camper. She's a good girl.
Happy camper. I was wearing a shirt that said Happy Camper the other day.
That's very annoying.
From my nostalgic high school days. Isn't that dumb?
That's cute.
Well.
Anyway, so what are we drinking? Because I think we're so tired. It's like we don't even know how to do this anymore.
No. Drinking?
Yes.
We are drinking a cucumber Moscow.
It's delicious.
Mule. Is it Moscow? It's not.
It's
just a cucumber mule.
It's a cucumber mule.
Cucumber donkey.
It's
and
delicious.
It has muddled cucumber, muddled mint, lime,
and
vodka.
We ventured away from the fruit salad and we went for the garden.
We did. I almost brought it with the fruit salid because I like to put a bunch of fruit in a drink because
that is true. You do. That's true.
We need to do a 30ish cocktail making class. Maybe Crystal will teach one.
That's honestly what we need because I like our stuff. It's simple. It's to the point. Like what 30-year-olds want.
Gets the job done.
It gets the job done.
That's about 2.5 shots.
We're not drinking straight from the bottle of a vodka bottle, so I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're mixing stuff.
Yeah, we're mixing it up. Speaking of mixing it up and rolling the dice, what did you roll last week, Shannon?
We rolled a double header. History.
We did. Do you guys remember that? We both rolled history last week. So do you know what that means? Both our stories today on the Reading Rainbow are going to be about history. Did you know? That's how it works here.
Rainbow.
The drunk history Reading Rainbow that this show is. Magic School Bus Ride.
I got it. Yes.
The drunken history Reading Rainbow Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
Pop-up video because it's full of random facts that you might be like, That's so random, but
I miss falling
now I
asleep to
know.
that.
Dude, I know, right?
It was the best.
And then sometimes you wake up to the little boop.
Yep, that's the ones you.
Boop.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't have like some weird subconscious dream.
Was that
I'm sure I did, but it was great. It was I was right back there. I was in my childhood bedroom.
Maybe you'll have a dream about it tonight. When you're
I'm
having
sure I
your
can find it on YouTube.
your little Moscow or
Yeah.
your little donkey sleep.
My donkey sleep. Sure. My donkey sleep. I don't even know what that means, but
Well,
okay, yes.
should we get started?
We should probably just start this
Mine's
shit.
also kind of pop culture, nostalgia,
Ooh, those are always fun for
and history.
I like when you talk about pop culture.
Intertwined.
I love it.
If you guys are watching our IG live, which you should always watch it. I was just doing a really cool hand thing, and then I also just scratched my nose. All right, should we?
Okay.
Shall we?
I think we
Shay?
shall. I think we shall.
Shall we, Shay? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ready?
We shall. Okay. Well, see you later. I know exactly where to go
You did it.
with the end
You were.
button.
Yep. That's why I have this up here, so now I can monitor that and turn it down.
Perfect.
It's all good. I'm making it better and faster. It's all good. Anyway.
Better, faster, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
Are those the lyrics?
Totally.
Better, faster, faster, stronger.
Isn't that like a battery commercial?
Stronger, better, faster, stronger.
Oh.
That don't kill me.
Oh, it's a.
Can only make
Who
me
sings
stronger.
that?
It's
What's his
Daft
name?
Punk and then Kanye West. I feel like there's an original version of that song.
What is it called now? What does he call himself?
What does he call himself now?
Doesn't he call himself a different name? I don't know.
Jesus?
Does he call himself that?
I mean, he has for years.
For years.
I don't know. Does he have a new fucking name? I don't know.
I don't know.
Guess I'm not in the know.
I kind of figured you wouldn't be in the know. Yes.
Yeah, I almost squished her with my chair, but she's here.
It's fine. Okay.
We got her. All right, are you ready to dive in?
Yes, let's go.
Well, today we're going to a place that we all know and love.
Is it Mr. Rogers'
But
Neighborhood?
we probably won't love it very much. Well, we probably won't love the place very much after this.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know what
Give
I'm
me a
talking
clue.
about.
Can we play 20 questions?
Here's the clue. Ready?
Okay, give me the clue.
I'm going to start it off with a song.
Oh, okay.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
Whoa, we're doing SpongeBob.
Yes, and it's history, mind you, and you're like, that's cheating. No, wait for it.
Trying
Okay.
to figure this out. All right.
So today we're going to be talking about the real Bikini Bottom, which
Interesting.
is based on a real place. Did you know this?
No, I did not know this.
No one knows this.
Because honestly, like for me,
It's a secret till now.
SpongeBob was like a little bit. Rachel was more into SpongeBob than I was because it was like I was like right on the cusp of. I watched some old SpongeBob, but I was never like a huge fan because again, I think I was starting to grow out of it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I liked drawing SpongeBob.
It was funny. Like I thought it was way.
silly.
It was. I think it was probably the last like really. I think there was a time where like cartoons got really like slapsticky in the sense like we're in like the 90s cartoons like for Nickelodeon were like Ren and Stimpy and Rocco and was like kind of geared toward adults, and SpongeBob was I think at the very beginning, and then it kind of got really 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 kid friendly, which it sounds really stupid to talk about a cartoon like that, but that's what it was. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Well, SpongeBob, SquarePants, whatever you feel about him.
Yeah.
Bikini Bottom is technically real. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
first of all, let's talk a little bit about SpongeBob because 24 years ago, SpongeBob aired. Did you know that?
That makes
that
my
crazy?
heart hurt and my brain
You guys
explode.
remember that? Yeah. And it also debuted as a cartoon May 1st, 1999, which is like literally almost exactly 24 years ago. Which is
What?
crazy. I didn't plan to do that, okay?
It was in 1999. See, I thought it was like earlier than that. So I really was too old for that.
Well, it was created in the 80s by a man named Steven Hillenburg and then wasn't developed till 1996, but then didn't air until 1999. So it was a long time coming.
It's fair because they had to draw it all by
Mr.
hand.
Steven. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and little did I know, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't know, that Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob's fictional home, again, is based on an actual place in the Pacific Ocean.
Interesting.
Real life Bikini Atoll. Ever heard of it?
No.
Probably not. Well, you're going to hear about it today.
Okay.
So, you didn't know that it was the place where the U.S. tested nuclear weapons at least 23 times in the Cold War era?
So now
you didn't know about
sense.
that?
Like they would be like, well, what would happen?
No wonder those characters are fucked up.
And real.
And mutant.
Yes.
Sponges and squids and fucking
Squirrels.
chipmunks, which I'll get into that significance later.
Okay.
Which you won't even know.
No.
But now you do.
Now I'm going to.
Okay, so Bikini Atoll. Bikini is actually anglicized, of course, or the colonial spelling of Bikini Atoll. And it's a coral reef in the Marshall Islands, consisting of 23 islands surrounding a 229.4 square mile central lagoon.
Okay.
And the Marshall Islands, if you don't know what those are, which I didn't really realize, which, I'm not the best at geography, so it's not saying much, to be honest.
I don't know where any of these places are.
But the Marshall Islands were a former colony of the United States, and it's a group of islands that spread across 1 million square miles of the ocean just north of the equator, about halfway between Hawaii and Papua New Guinea. Like, what?
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 How did they...
This was our colony?
But how did they...
Till like the 90s?
That's weird.
Yeah, it was.
How do people know that? I mean, I guess maybe you just read more, like, before computers happened. I don't know.
Yeah,
it sounds really stupid, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how you would even know about this, but whatever.
I know, unless you were like hearing about it in that time, maybe.
Maybe.
Which
yeah.
hopefully people did.
Right?
But who knows?
Who knows?
So, after World War II, the United Nations made the United States the governing body of this giant, vast expanse of ocean and islands, including the Marshall Islands. And the U.S. Bikini was one of the 2 locations to test and develop advancements in nuclear weapons technology during the Cold War.
Interesting.
The other one was called Enuwetok. And it was just to the west of Bikini Atoll. Okay. So in 1946, the U.S. government removed 167 Bikinians, the people that lived there. That's not what they were called.
They are now. So
no. And they just
like,
relocated them like they do. Like they love to do.
Took a page out of Christopher Columbus's book.
They're like, well, this is what we do with everyone. We'll just do it with you guys. It doesn't matter. You'll be fine. We're just going to test nuclear weapons on your homeland.
Don't even worry about it.
It's fine.
It's going to be better for you.
Now fucking go to this island over here. You're going to be fine.
You'll be fine.
Sure, you'll be safe from the nuclear explosions that we're going to blast off.
Jesus. Okay.
So they relocated him to islands of Rongerik, east of Bikini, where the nuclear explosions wouldn't harm them, supposedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So anyways, once they were here, though, of course, as they do, they experienced starvation because of inadequate food crops. And they said, well, sorry, guys, you win some, you lose some, basically. Anyways, so yeah, a lot of them died because of that. A lot of them didn't.
But a lot of them did.
But a lot of them did.
Yeah.
So if that wasn't bad enough, just wait till you hear more. So between 1946 and 1958, the U.S. government detonated 67 nuclear weapons on these islands. And on March 1st, 1954, the detonation on Bikini Atoll, known as Bravo, created an explosion equivalent to 1,000 Hiroshima-sized bombs.
What?
Did you even know about this? 1,000.
Say that one more time.
The detonation on Bikini Atoll, which is what SpongeBob SquarePants is fucking. Anyways, known as Bravo, created an explosion equivalent to 1,000 Hiroshima-sized bombs.
Why don't I know about this?
It obliterated 3 islands. And
no shit.
Was that your dog?
That's my dog snoring. I'm so sorry.
That is hilarious. Do you guys hear that on the mic? Yeah, so
probably will
that
later.
I don't think that fucked anything up.
I just don't. Okay, go on. So the
unexpected size of the explosion and unaccounted for wind left the islands of Rongerik, where some of those people were fucking transported.
Okay.
Rongela, I don't know if I'm saying this right. Alginia and Utirik atolls to deal with, unknowingly, with nuclear fallout that fell from the sky like snow.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but they're like, you'll be fine over here. It's fine.
But
we're just going to detonate 1,000 of these ones that we did.
And what year was this?
That they did that one time. 1954, March 1st.
Okay.
It's actually a holiday in the Marshall Islands.
I just think about that shit, and I'm just like, what else? I mean, remember. It might be very rudimentary and like very common knowledge. I don't know. And in the 50s, like, I'm sure there weren't planes just, you know, as like, I know the skies are crowded now with like commercial airliners or whatever. But I just wonder about that kind of stuff. Like, even like detonation in like around like Nevada, like when they used to like, do like atomic testing, and like you wonder like, is there like a no-fly zone around that? Because, you know what I mean? Like, anyway.
I know,
I mean, I just don't understand how like a thousand nuclear, and how do you, I just don't know how that doesn't like make the world explode. I just don't understand.
I know.
Anyway, sorry.
Maybe that's not equivalent, but.
I don't know. My mind, I don't know, can even like rationalize it, or maybe not rationalize is not the right word, but fathom it. I can't fathom it.
I know. It's like how did the fucking Earth not explode?
Right. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, how are we not in a nuclear winter still?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, but it's fine. It's fine. They don't count if we're not like
Austin fact checked me, but that was a couple different places.
Did he?
1,000 Hiroshima-sized bombs. Okay, so. Obviously that exposed those residents to extreme levels of radiation, and over 600 people were recorded to be overexposed to the radiation, resulting in obviously lifetimes of serious health complications.
Oh, really?
Probably passed on to their children and further generations. 1,000%.
Hashtag Chernobyl.
The nuclear fallout obviously plagued the soils and the water and the food grown on the multiple islands being too saturated with radiation to eat, which I'm sure they were like the most luscious, most incredible places to like. You probably have like some tropical ass shit over there.
I'm sure it sounds like something like out of Avatar. It's like Pandora and shit.
Literally, just like bunch of coral reef islands, like with big lagoon. Like an atoll is like
decimated.
A circular island with a giant lagoon in the middle.
It doesn't
surrounded by a coral reef.
They're like, if it doesn't have Brooke Shields in it, we don't care.
Exactly, those fucking nasties. And she was like 16.
So gross.
Anyway, so not to mention this radiation contamination won't dissipate for thousands of years. It's fine.
Again, like, I don't... Okay, just go on.
It's wild. So basically, the displaced bikini people are now exiles because they clearly can't go back to their fucking place of home.
But isn't it an exile?
Even though they're like, you guys will get back to it after we're done testing out here because it's so remote.
It's fine.
So it's fine.
So just go somewhere else.
Just go to this other island over here.
And you'll be fine.
But don't worry, Shay. Don't worry. The United States, with their pure hearts,
world police.
They tried to bring them back to their homelands.
That's very nice.
They tried back in the 70s, and they were like, "You're fine to live here.
Oh.
It's fine. Come on back." And they returned nearly 200 people to their homelands. However, the U.S. government removed the people again in 1978, 8 years later. Because they were getting fucked up.
Well, no shit.
They found that the people were ingesting more radioactive cesium from the environment than any known human population ever.
And how many died?
I don't know.
But probably at least enough that they were just like, we gotta go. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, people were dying. People were getting sick. People were like, it wasn't fucking right. So then they're like, oh, actually, you're not. They removed them again in 1978.
We misunderstood the assignment. Yeah, so exactly. If you could come back, that'd be great.
Exactly.
Oh
so the radiation levels today still far exceed levels considered to be habitable.
You sound like me.
Who am I?
Habitable? Shay. Yeah.
Habitable. And are even higher than these at Chernobyl and Fukushima.
What?
And like, you don't even know about it. And it was SpongeBob.
Do you know what's going to be crazy? I guarantee you in a month, something's going to pop up on your feed or my feed about a documentary about it.
I know.
It's going to be wild.
And then they're going to contact us.
Which I'm very fascinated about it. Because, like, that's wild that nobody knows about that.
No. It's insane. And I must credit my sister because she told me this a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, what? I got to do a podcast on that?
How did she know about it?
She, like, saw it on the fucking Instagram or some shit.
See? It's like,
and then I did my and it's fucking, it checks out, y'all. It checks out.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, isn't that
But
crazy?
I'm sure it's like America, you know, even mean like it's like they don't want that secret to get out because it doesn't paint a pretty picture or on anybody's case.
Especially for Nickelodeon.
But good for Nickelodeon that they were like, you know what? It's always an underlining truth to it, right? They're just like, let's take this really fucked up thing and put a sponge on it. Like, that's what would happen if you threw 1,000 Hiroshima bombs on this
And
place.
if you don't remember, if you do watch SpongeBob, which I like kind of did, I had some SpongeBob folders in like middle school, and I learned how to draw SpongeBob really well.
I believe that.
That's about my SpongeBob
For
love.
some weird reason, I feel like your handwriting would make a really good SpongeBob. I don't know why, but it does.
Maybe I'll draw one for you one day.
Will you please?
Sometimes I like to draw 'em flipping people off.
I
thought that was really cool in high
I feel like
school.
SpongeBob would do that.
I was like, you guys want me to draw you a picture?
She's winking right now.
Anyways.
Making a pirate face.
Moving along to the Marshallese citizens.
Oh.
Not the Bikinians.
Okay.
Marshallese, I guess.
Sounds like Bruce Lee's. Bruce Lee.
So, and of course, accessing healthcare for these Marshallese citizens who were, even for those who have chosen to relocate to the U.S., it's pretty challenging for them to get it because they're still experiencing, obviously, effects of this shit. So, after completion of tests, the United States began an 8-year cleanup that addressed just 3 of the 40 islands that needed attention, but that's fine.
3 of the 40?
Making only some of them habitable again. Yep.
Well, you know.
Habitable.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. Their solution for the radioactive waste left on the islands, want to hear it?
Bury it?
What time are we at, just so I know?
We're at 16 minutes.
Oh, okay. So maybe I will say this story first. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
We're moving backwards before I tell you the fucking solution for the radioactive waste.
I'm so excited.
So back to the healthcare.
Is it the actual pod? Is it the actual like big trash pod that's floating in the middle of the Atlantic right now?
Close.
Okay, anyway, go on.
It might be someday soon.
It's okay. Go on. The polar bears were put in charge of it.
Literally,
okay, no, sorry, go on.
So in 1986, the Marshall Islands gained independence.
Hashtag 30 years.
From the United States and entered a deal known as the Compact of Free Association with the United States.
Okay.
It allows Marshallese, so I guess they're not really, I mean, they were free of the United States, but like.
Not really.
You know, one of those deals they like to fucking make. And keep in mind, this is 1986.
Like Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But probably worse because we didn't even know that they were being bombed 67 times in the span of like 10 years at the least. So no. Well, probably. I don't even know the story of Puerto Rico.
I don't really know it either. Is that not horrible?
It's probably fucking horrible
We probably should do that for a history.
We probably should.
I mean, I feel like, yeah. Anyway, there was like a whole.
All I know is it was like a happy thing when I learned in school.
But for me, like, I didn't really.
We took them into under our wings.
Right.
Our eagle's wings.
But see, like, that's what I mean. It was a part of the history that I wasn't in school for any of it, and then it was a part of like a time in my life that I just wasn't paying attention to the news. So there's a big chunk that I'm like, I need to go back like a few chapters and like read, because now I'm like
that's what this
involved
is for,
into the
Shay.
news, and so like I'm like I missed a chunk when I was like in my late 20s. Anyway, go on.
That's what 30-ish is
and that's
for.
what I should put. That's what I should do this instead of the topic I did, which you will find out. But Go on.
You know what? It's fine. There's always another podcast episode.
There is, but
forever and ever.
And ever. Yeah.
Forever podcasting.
Oh, that was nice.
Thanks. So, anyways, where the fuck was I? So it allowed Marshallese people to freely enter, live, and work in the States, while the U.S. retains control of the Marshallese waters and maintains a base on the islands. Under its original implementation, the COFA included Medicaid for the Marshallese living in the U.S. However, in 1996, this right was taken from them.
Okay.
And has yet to be returned.
Okay.
High levels of diabetes, as well as continuing repercussions from radiation, still threaten the population, and lack of easy access to health care makes treatment nearly impossible for them. So, wow.
I mean,
what a fucking treaty.
So they're living like Americans. Okay.
Yeah, so we're just all being fucked.
Yes, exactly.
There's a lot more of us. There's a lot of people.
There are a lot of people.
There's a lot of us. There's a lot of us out there.
But we don't have radiation waste.
Don't make me an offer I can't refuse. I don't know. So, yeah.
Okay. So that's the story.
That's the story of the healthcare that I wanted to share with you. That we basically were like 1996. Bye-bye.
You guys
figure it out.
You
have nuclear waste?
That's not...
We did that in the 60s. That was years ago.
That's called...
You're fine.
That's called what is that called? Like a pre-existing condition. So
yes,
you go fuck yourself.
It was.
Like, all right.
Yes.
Well, sweet.
And also now they have to import all their food and now they have a bunch of diseases and shit.
American.
American. I fucking can. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
We're going back to the solution.
It's not the final solution.
The radioactive waste solution.
Jesus. Okay, let me guess. So, okay. Oh, I gave
one.
I gave you my guess. I thought like it's gonna be like it's the actual garbage pot that's the size of Texas. In the middle of the Atlantic.
No, that's something else, Shay.
Okay, I'm
this
sorry.
is different.
How are we still alive? Anyway, go on.
Because we just do stupid shit like this and wait for things to explode, which it is about to in the next 5 years.
Like,
everything.
Why aren't you guys having kids? They're like, are you fucking kidding me? Our world is literally on fire.
I can even find water that I can drink for myself. That doesn't have a bunch of shit in it. God damn it. I can't even buy food without goddamn toxic waste on it, even when it's organic.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter like what the labels say. You're like, it doesn't even, like, what am I even reading these for? No. It doesn't matter. Anyway, go on.
Where am I? What are we talking about?
The solution.
The solution. Well, it wasn't a giant fucking floating island the size of Texas, but it was to bury it in a crater created by one of the bombs on the Bikini Atoll.
Wait a minute.
Known as the Run-It Dome.
The Run-It Dome, because it's a dome full of just radioactive waste?
It's a grave of radioactive waste that contains a mix of nuclear debris and cement from the Marshall Island testing, as well as soil from atomic testing in Nevada. Perfect. So not only did they bury their waste, they brought other atomic waste from other testing plants. Yeah, and that's what makes it better in Nevada. And that's your answer, Shay. That's why it's okay for it to do it in Nevada, because they ship it to the islands in the middle of fucking nowhere where people have to live still. First of all, they bury it on an island.
First of all,
in the sea that is rising, and the dome is cracking after 60 years.
Shocking. Well,
surprise.
Maybe SpongeBob will actually come forth from
It's the pineapple that's about to be under the sea.
It's 100%. And I'm just like trying to like wrap my brain around that they're bringing other nuclear waste from different, not just, and
it's like what we do with our recycling.
But like they have to like, how do they ship it? Like it's not like an Amazon package. You can't just like put that on a.
They just ship it on a train like they do everything else, or they just fucking ship it on a fucking semi truck and then it crashes in the middle of the street, and then it's fine.
You know, first of all,
Just like everything else. And then it lights on fire.
This is literally.
And then it poisons the town.
How
this is our life.
Marvel origin stories are made for villains.
And these movies are just showing us the near future in a fantastic way.
By the way, this is actually 100% factual because there's an actual
skewed.
This is an actual site on this island, and this is where all the superheroes are made. Just so you know. You can actually go here. Thor's over there because he's being made right now.
Maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe.
And maybe that's what's gonna fucking, I don't know.
Okay, anyway. So that's sweet. That's awesome. How are we alive?
Isn't that insane? Isn't that wild and crazy? So yeah. So the COFA left the island residents the responsibility of the dome. They're like, we'll build this, but you have to take care of this nuclear waste dome.
But you're like
in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Like, hey,
when literally you just like literally.
Here's the good news though. We just provided you guys with 1,000 new jobs. So
and we have a fund for you for your medical aid, but you actually can't get it. So
your economy is strong. Thank America.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, anyways, they also didn't realize it was only going to be a temporary fix.
Really?
What do they think was going to happen? Strong America just makes everyone think that they are like, yeah, we know how to do everything. We are the smartest people that have ever lived, and everything we do is right, and you have to listen to me.
Correct.
And this is how I talk.
Yes.
Because I'm a little motherfucker.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
Anyways, as the American entity, there's good, but there's bad. Oh. Anyways, so more than 60 years later, nowadays, the dome has begun to crack and radioactive material is leaching into the surrounding soil. Perfect.
Great. So maybe they can make giant bananas.
Yeah. That's what it's for. It's for making giant bananas and fucking chicken breasts in a petri dish.
You're like, plus side.
Fish.
Plus side, you have a new food source. Negative, you can't have kids. And your teeth
Bill
are
Gates
fall
is
out.
jumping on this. He's out there
right now,
helping them. Anyways, never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Anyway, just keep going.
Climate change and rising sea levels threaten to make damage worse as more of this fucking nuclear tomb becomes submerged in the water, and unpredictable weather threatens to pull it apart. Awesome. And
into the water?
You guys just figure that out in the middle of the fucking ocean, okay?
In the water.
Yeah, it's like sinking. It's like gonna, like the sea levels are rising a little bit. You know how that goes?
Going into the water, that is going to... Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
Great.
So, the Marshallese, like many others, are a population that has been irreversibly damaged.
Really?
By the nuclear testing and has been left largely to deal with the consequences by themselves. So that's cool. And like, I'm sure most of the people, I'm sure you guys didn't even know about this. Okay. So now you do. You know about the Marshallese, Marshall Islands, Bikini fucking Atoll. Yeah. So, yeah. That's the story. The real story
what you can do
Bottom,
is you can boycott. No, I'm just kidding. Like, that'd be amazing if like that's how it gets fixed.
That wouldn't even do anything.
No, it wouldn't do anything.
If anything, watch more SpongeBob and make more people aware that this is a real fucking place in the world.
That's fucking
But also,
wild.
if you do watch SpongeBob, do notice how many fucking hints this show does to nuclear waste. The fucking like.
Do they really?
They do. So, hold on. I'll get that in a second.
That's actually funny.
March 1st in the Marshall Islands is recognized as Nuclear Victims Remembrance Day.
So, like...
Also, there's like 75,000 people that... I'm thinking 75,000. Let me just make sure.
75,000 people live there.
In the Marshall Islands, which is...
But why?
Because it's they've like lived there for thousands of fucking years.
I know, but like, fuck.
I know. Anyways,
they're the new superhumans. I know it in my bones.
And so it marks March 1st marks the anniversary of the detonation of the Castle Bravo bomb, remembering the Marshallese impacted by nuclear testing between 1946 and 1958.
Just those years. No other time.
Yeah.
Because it stopped after 56.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So references to the destructive nuclear tests are all over SpongeBob. There's also multiple there's multiple like explosions in the show, and they legitimately mirror the infamous nuclear mushroom clouds that were actually photographed, that were detonated underwater and photographed, and the series replicates these throughout the show.
That's really fucked up.
Also, the magazine in SpongeBob is called Toxic Waste Monthly. The indiscreet island featured in the introduction of every episode is said to be the Bikini Atoll because it's in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, whatever. That's whatever.
Yeah.
One Reddit user said that chipmunks were used among animals kept on board at the Navy vessels during these tests, and that's why Sandy Cheeks wears a full protection suit and transforms into an unbelievably strong creature during hibernation. Also, her name could be a reference to the vast amounts of sand created by the explosions. Sandy Cheeks.
Or I think it's just because it's funny.
It is
Sandy
funny.
Cheeks.
And one episode even features a town called Rock Bottom that mimics the crater created on an ocean floor during one of the nuclear bomb tests, which would explain why the inhabitants of this rock bottom were even weirder and more mutated than the citizens of Bikini Bottom. And if you do watch SpongeBob, there's some times where you're like,
this
the
is
fuck
weird.
are these fish doing? Why is this,
Oh, I remember what you're talking about. Like, there's an episode like when they go like, yeah, it's like a deeper version. And it's like it's supposed to be like, oh, it's like because you go deeper into the ocean, and they
that's
get,
a
like,
real
and it gets really fucking weird. But it's actually one of the creepiest episodes I've watched, and it gives you it's just like it gives you the chills, and I never knew why. I wonder if that's why.
That's probably why, because
it like there's just something icky about it. Like, it's not supposed to be icky, but it's kind of like this. It gives you like kind of goosebumps and like a chill up your spine. But like I just thought because like the drawings were just kind of eerie and creepy, but I wonder if there's just something more to it. Some energy behind it.
And that is my history story today.
That was a good one.
Thanks, Shannon.
That was a good one. How did you? And because your sister said something.
My sister a couple weeks ago was like, "Did you know this?" I was like, "What?"
What?
I was like, "Yeah. I mean, I guess they're all mutated and weird and."
That's fucking wild, dude. Okay.
She was telling me a couple other things too, which I wish I found, but
I'm sure it's fucking deep.
Well, like the
secret,
fucking plankton and
super secret
the chum bucket
shit.
it was something about the Krusty Krab.
That's fucking.
I don't think
wild.
it had to do with the fucking. Bombings,
still though,
but.
still crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Still crazy.
Wild and crazy out there, guys. You never know what the meaning behind something really is. If there's really truth behind it,
That's some deep shit.
Until you dig deep down a rabbit hole and you find out. All right. Next up is you.
It's true.
See what you got, bitch.
Right.
2 seconds later.
We have fun. Okay.
Do we? Just kidding. I
do. It's 10:30. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I'm
that
sorry.
You're still
took
awake.
Longer than
I don't.
thought.
It's fine.
Just...
Mine's not that long because weirdly there isn't a whole lot of history because this topic is ridiculous. So
I can't wait.
And again, like I said, I should be researching things like, hey, what's with Puerto Rico? But no, I'm doing the history of the Easter Bunny right now, which was. Which is relevant last week, but it's fine. It's still close enough. It's not May yet, so it's fine. No, you're fine. It's fine.
The manic fucking friend.
It's fine. It's all good. So yeah. All right. So we're just gonna dive right in.
I almost said Peter Cottontail, but
I mean,
he's a different bunny.
He actually probably is more real than the Easter Bunny, but whatever.
Can't wait to hear where the fuck that came from.
Yeah.
Besides the celebration of, what's it fucking called?
Easter?
The fucking pagan holiday of birth and shit.
Well,
what's it
yeah,
called?
we kind of talked about
Embolc. Yeah.
What?
Anyway, forget it.
Well, there is a pagan holiday associated with potentially rabbits.
Mr. Bunny Rabbit.
Yeah.
And multiplication of babies.
Yes. Because it's anyway. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Because it's a fertile season.
It is.
Don't
Okay.
mind me itching my armpit.
You're fine. You didn't even have to say anything, but now everyone's gonna know.
Don't mind me, guys.
It's fine.
Don't mind me.
Okay, so we are gonna start when we start seeing the Easter Bunny in good old America. Yeah.
Is that the first place?
No, that's just where we're gonna start because
Okay. We're American.
we're Americans.
Because
So
when we're in America, you can.
you can. It's not Americant. It's American. America. It doesn't
Americano?
matter. Americana. All right. So several sources say that it was first the Easter Bunny, was introduced in the 1700s by German immigrants who were Lutherans to Pennsylvania. I don't know why that's important, but it is apparently. Who reportedly brought over the tradition of an egg-laying hare, named something that I'm going to butcher incredibly. Osterhaus? I don't know.
Osterhout?
Yeah, you probably have a...
George Osterhout, who lived in my Windsor house?
Totally, it was him. This entire time. And so, yeah, he was a hare that was brought over from the old country, Germany. Legend has it originally played a role of a judge evaluating whether children were good or disobedient in behavior at the start of the season of Eastertide. So similar to the naughty or nice list made by Santa Claus.
So the bunny would like see its shadow and was like, "Oh, you're a fucking little bitch, aren't you?"
Yeah, it was just like a groundhog, and it said that to
You're
a
a
child.
little bitch, aren't you?
You're not getting.
I'm a goddamn
any
Victorian Easter
of
bunny.
these fucking like candy filled eggs. I'm gonna shit out. So like, good luck there, Bethany. So whatever. So yeah. So then kids. So they would appease.
Wait,
the
did you
bunny.
say an egg-laying hare?
Yeah, that's
from
what
Germany, and it's a real thing, or this is the legend?
that was the legend.
Sorry, guys, I am asleep.
It's the tradition. So in the 1700s,
Okay, got it.
it's like a whole folklore thing.
Okay. So it's like the jackalope kind of situation, where it's like, oh, we're gonna put these antlers on this fucking
in
rabbit.
all honesty, essentially, yeah. Which would be way cooler, because like, what if the jackalope would then impale the naughty children? I mean, I feel like that would be a little more sinister.
Or like you have to like get bucked off.
A little more Old Testament-y, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But they missed their shot. So anyway, kids would make nests because bunnies like nests, which I guess they do. They like burrows, but whatever. They would leave nests so the bunny could leave the eggs, and even sometimes set out carrots in case they got hungry, like the hare got hungry. And eventually the custom spread across America until it was a widespread Easter tradition.
Cute.
So there also is another theory about where the Easter Bunny origin is, or came from. So Christians observe Easter on the first Sunday after the first full moon, on or after the vernal equinox.
Yeah, that's not witchcraft or anything.
No.
Yeah, that's nothing at all like that.
No.
Nothing. Not even close.
Not even close.
Oh, and then they're gonna drink the blood of Christ. It's fine.
They drink the rabbit's blood. No, I'm just joking. They don't. But like but essentially, yeah. It's weird, right? This is the day when the majority.
It's just funny that they're like, you're a witch, and it's like, you guys are a bunch of witches,
right?
If you really think
drink
about
blood
it.
and then you eat his body. Like, that's fucking witchcraft.
That is some very
it's fucking
ritualistic shit.
And then you want to bring people back from the dead? Like, no.
On the full moon.
Yes, but only the second. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So this is the day when
we're all the same, is all I'm trying to say.
We're all one. So this is the day when the majority of the Earth experiences nearly equal hours of sunlight and nighttime, which signals the arrival of spring in the northern hemisphere. And this explains why Easter falls on a different date of each year. I don't know how that really connects to the Easter thing. I think I wrote that really weird, but it's fine. The whole point is...
It's because that's when it falls in the day, and that's when they celebrate it. That's why.
But before Christianity was an established religion, there was a pagan holiday that also... I think this is actually I meant to like put this all into one paragraph, but I separated. That's why I got myself all confused. So before Christianity was an established religion, there was a pagan holiday that also fell around the time of the March equinox, what I just said. A festival for the fertility goddess Esther or There's a lot of vowels in this.
Yeah.
Estera. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Ostera.
Something like that.
Ostera.
Like
That's what it is.
O.
That's what it is.
Her associated symbols included the hare along with the egg, both of which have represented new life since ancient times. In pagan traditions, baskets were used to carry offerings to the goddess of spring, including eggs, thought to increase fertility. Over time, the baskets became a symbol.
You just like carry a bunch of eggs and you have like a bunch of kids.
And you just, totally.
Look at what I'm doing.
Because I'm going to,
I'm going to have a bunch of babies. Got my egg basket.
That's
What if
exactly-
people did that now?
That would be amazing.
Year round.
All the year.
It was like a way to like, hey, it could be like a new like Tinder fucking kind of thing.
Have you heard about like those things? Like they're called like the,
yes.
They're like the rings.
Yes.
I'm like, that's a fucking brilliant idea.
It's like, I mean, it's worked for the other way.
Right? But also eggs would be quite a story. Because like, what if you got like your
just
eggs,
got your purse and your basket of eggs.
Smell. And like it'd be a whole thing.
You can tell a lot about a person about their eggs that they carry
saying.
in their basket, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta check those eggs.
So over time, the baskets became a symbol of the bounty of spring and were filled with all sorts of goodies like flowers, fruits, and vegetables. Chocolates, which was a thing too. So
DVDs.
Yes, chocolates and DVDs.
Plastic, tinsel, green, fucking plastic grass.
Probably just as toxic as
Robin's eggs.
as those bombs that were thrown on Bikini Bottom. So it's fine.
There were peeps
There was a whole thing
for Jesus.
Absolutely, peeps for Jesus. So some scholars believe that in medieval Europe, Christian ministries hoped to convert Anglo-Saxons to Christianity by aligning Easter to the days of these pagan festivals and adopting similar traditions. See?
He's a smart guy.
We're
just gonna erase this,
right?
By
and like it was always our tradition.
Because we are more powerful
than all of it. So this could explain how rabbits first got connected to the Christian holiday, and they were just very sneaky, rascally rabbits.
They just wiggled their noses right in.
They Elmer Fudded this shit. That's what these Christians did, and they're like, "Come on over."
I thought I saw a wabbit.
Exactly.
Is that what he's?
He's like, "What is it?
A silly wabbit." I thought I saw a silly wabbit.
Something like that. I can't remember anymore. It was so long ago since I
I'm
watched
like mixing it
Looney
with Porky
Tunes.
Pig.
No, I think
Fun fact: me and Chris do sometimes watch Looney Tunes on Saturday mornings.
it's a good time.
It's actually
were
not
good.
specifically Saturday mornings, but it's usually. I mean, it's
I
not
like that you try to
usually.
like make it like it's Saturday mornings, like Saturday morning cartoons, but you're like it's every day.
It's all the time.
It's fine.
No, it's
as you
not.
should. You can't. You know what? You know why you can do that? Because you're adults. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
We can. We don't have children, so we just watch it ourselves, which we would if we had children. But we don't need those.
And then you're just like,
right now.
you know what's great about this? We don't have crippling
I can smoke a
financially
bong while I'm doing this.
We're not judged, and won't get CPS called on us. It's great.
Exactly.
So, but going back to the German theory, like how do they connect the rabbit with JC? In order to understand how and why the rabbit became associated with
the rabbit
Easter,
of the world.
yes, to all the world. He associated with in order to understand how and why the rabbit became associated with Easter, we would have to go back to ancient Mesopotamia. Oh my gosh, and Syria. 3,000 years ago, the hare symbolized death and rebirth to these ancient people. So over time, the associations made with hare shifted to rabbits because they have many of the same characteristics, which I don't really I mean, I think when I looked it up to, like, hares have longer back legs and longer ears because they are runners, where rabbits are sprinters. And I guess you only kind of sprint to Jesus. Christians aren't in for like the long run. I'm just joking. I don't know. That's not a thing.
Sprint to Jesus.
Just kidding.
Like the hair that you are.
That could be an actual
It is a song.
Christian music song.
It's a worship song, Shay.
I knew it. So because in the last 200 years, the Christian holy day has become more and more of a secular folk holiday. By the 1890s, the pagan and folk aspects of Easter as a celebration of spring were fully established and commercially exploited in America. Duh.
What we like to do best in America.
Exploit the
shit
shit. Yeah.
out of everyone and everything in our path.
That's exactly how that goes. Propaganda, I love it.
This is America. Mm-hmm.
So,
Were you working at Cafe Vino when I played that song literally 45 times a day?
what?
This is America by
Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
Maybe not, but it's a good one.
Probably not.
He's
for
amazing.
literally a week straight, I played it at least 10 times.
He has...
It was just so like...
It's because it was. It still is. Sometimes it comes on like by my Spotify like little playlist. I'm like just like, and you're just like, God, it's so good. And then you're just like,
this is fucked.
Yes,
it makes
true.
you pissed, and also
come in my area.
Come to my window.
Yes. Let's see. New clothes, parades, candy, and egg hunts have become key cultural expressions, even though the number of people celebrating the religious significance of the holiday declined in the last half of the 20th century. Which, that's why...
I didn't fucking celebrate this year because I was prepping for a dinner.
I didn't celebrate because...
I did listen to gospel music, though.
Good for you. That's the best way to
Listen to
celebrate
fucking
it.
Sunday service on Easter Sunday. Okay.
Well, it's, you know, whatever.
You ever listen to fucking gospel? No? Weird.
That's so
I do.
weird. Actually, that's not too weird for you.
It's
really
right up
not.
my alley.
That checks out, actually.
It does.
So, okay, so the hair, they also, it's like, there's like some speculation, is it like maybe a symbolism for the Virgin Mary? So the hair was a popular motif in medieval church art. In ancient times, it was widely believed that the hair was a hermaphrodite. The idea that the hair could reproduce without the loss of virginity led to an association with Virgin Mary, with hairs sometimes occurring in illuminated manuscripts and Northern European paintings of the Virgin and the Christ Child. It may also have been associated with the Holy Trinity, as in like the three hairs motifs, like, you know how like you can see it. It's on like a lot of like Celtic stuff. Like it's So who's to say?
The three hairs.
The three hairs. In the end, the Easter Bunny has nothing to do with Jesus directly. There is nothing in the Bible or Christian like tradition like verbatim.
Yeah, they don't talk about rabbits a lot.
Yeah, it's verbatim that they don't say anything like that links the two together. Yet
the Easter Bunny is the symbol of Jesus. John 14.
He actually is Jesus.
22. The hair of the world.
The hair of the world. Let's see. Yet still the pagan associations of the hare and rabbit with fertility. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that word.
Fraternity.
For the fraternity, which is pretty much like a
Down
Christian group, but it's fine. I'm just joking. Life, death, and rebirth remain near enough to the cultural surface to find expression alongside the powerful religious claims that Jesus has conquered death. So
just like the rabbit who reproduces like a fucking rabbit.
Yes.
That's not the correlation. I'm sorry.
But then there is some correlation to that though, because they talk about like, yeah, it's like full of life and blah, blah, and like renew. But I think it also ties in like with the equinox kind of thing. But then it's like this vague whatever. But anyway, so then we also go to why eggs? Like how is that whatever? So eating
why
eggs.
Why do we dye them toxic colors?
I'll get you to that. Eating eggs on Easter Sunday and giving them as gifts to friends and children probably arose because in the early days of the church, eggs were forbidden food during Lent, the 40 days before Easter. And I guess they were therefore always eaten on Easter Sunday, but the custom of coloring eggs goes back to ancient Egyptians and Persians who practiced the custom during their spring festival. There was another theory about dyeing eggs, so it's related to Mary Magdalene, the first person to see Jesus after the resurrection, As the story goes, she was holding a plain egg in the presence of an emperor and proclaiming the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The emperor said that Jesus rising from the dead was as likely as this egg turning red. And the egg turned bright red while he was still speaking.
I never heard that story in
That's
fucking
because a lot
mass.
of this shit is hearsay. So good luck, Austin, fact checking this.
That's in the secret scrolls.
It is. It's in the Dead Sea Scrolls. You're gonna have to go get your scuba diving license
Austin?
and go figure it out. So this is a tall order, boy. Go forth.
Prosper.
This is the word of the Lord. Okay, another source that has
Thanks be to God. I don't forget my Catholic roots.
which, in all honesty, we're pretty close to midnight
it
mass
is
here,
literally
so-
burned in my brain. Yeah, we are at a midnight mass. Here we go.
pretty close. So another source has stated that early Christian ministries dyed the eggs different colors to represent, which actually this sounds actually pretty legit. They would dye eggs different colors to represent different aspects of the Easter story. They used yellow to represent the resurrection, blue to represent love, and red to represent the blood of Christ. Sometimes the missionaries would paint biblical scenes on the eggs and hide them. This is one of the earliest forms of the Easter egg hunt.
That's nice.
And I say this is the more legit, more so than the one that just like the egg that just was like, I'm red now. Like, I don't know why that seems okay. Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
The world is full of miracles.
It really is. Except for that one island that we won't talk about again. Okay.
It's a miracle those people are still alive.
I was just gonna say that. ESPN.
May they be blessed.
There was another kind of like potential origin of kind of like whatever the story around the eggs was, like Edward the First. His name I guess was
Edward
Longshanks, which was weird, of England in 1290.
Maybe he had a long shank.
Maybe
Wink.
Giggity. So he was of England in
Probably because he had a
12
long shank.
Totally.
Sorry.
In 1290. And he bought 450 eggs to be covered either in gold leaf or colored, and then distributed to the royal entourage during Easter that year.
You think they just did this with raw eggs, or do you think they like cooked them? It was probably just like rotting.
God, I hope that. But at the
They
same
did
time,
a lot
like,
of weird shit back then, you know.
I mean, I would think that it probably was a mixed bag of raw and cooked.
Probably was. Maybe that was the game.
And that's why they only lived to be 25 years old. So there you go.
Ate the Easter eggs,
And then they died.
Most of us died.
And they died. Let's see. The practice is mentioned again in the 16th century when the Pope sent Henry VIII of England an egg heated and closed in a silver case known as egg silver as a seasonal present. This was when Henry was still in the good graces of the Roman Church. So again, that's how like eggs are being linked within the Christian whatever.
What a special gift.
Kind of weird, but whatever. Maybe they
You know
were
what?
worth
They
their
didn't
weight in
have a
gold.
lot of going on. They didn't have a lot of people making different weird, arts and things.
Yeah.
They just wrapped eggs in silver because they were abundant and they were rich.
Yeah, and they're like, what else are we
They're
going to do?
We'll have to kill a peasant to do this, but
And they're like, well, we got
it's
a
worth
few
it.
thousand to spare. So they only have families and stuff. It's fine. So some symbolism through some of the different cultures with Easter. In the Roman Catholic Church in Poland, there's a tradition where there is a blessing of decorative baskets with a sampling of Easter eggs and other symbolic foods, which is one of the most like enduring
Hot
and
cross
beloved.
buns?
Yes, exactly. You nailed it. And
Peeps.
beloved Polish traditions of Holy Saturday. In Greece, women traditionally dye the eggs with onion skins and vinegar.
Hell yeah, natural motherfuckers.
That smell sounds like it smells awful, but God bless them.
But
for
the
being
color is
all natural.
unparalleled.
I mean, it probably looks the same, does it not? I guess it would get a little yellow. I guess you can get purple onions
if you have
too.
a red onion and
That's
some
true.
vinegar,
That's true.
That is
That's
a
true.
magenta egg right there.
That is true.
You ever seen a pickled red onion, girl? They're
That is
bright
true.
fuchsia pink.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but you pickled those quail eggs and those were fucking delicious.
Those were with beets, but
They were good though.
anyways, those are real fucking fuchsia.
Yeah. They were beautiful. Okay, so they would dye the eggs on Thursday, also known the day of communion. These ceremonial eggs were known as, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm going to try to pronounce that. It was a ceremonial egg, and I'm going to leave it at that, period. Perfect. They also bake, Jesus Christ, fucking Greeks. God
damn them.
A torshki?
Torshki.
A torshki, sure. For
pierogi?
A pierogi, a toshki, I don't know, for the Easter
cute.
Sunday feast. I'm sure it's delicious. Red Easter eggs are sometimes served along the center line of the torshki. It's apparently a breaded loaf of bread.
Okay.
No, a braided loaf of bread.
A breaded loaf
of bread. It's like breaded the best. Deep fried. It's a very American bread. It's breaded and then you deep fry it and then you put sugar on it and then you fry it again and then you dye.
And then you dip it in Gatorade.
It's perfect. You get really hydrated and then you put powdered sugar on it and then you just lodge it into your throat. It's great.
Mm-hmm. It's really great.
In Egypt, it is a tradition to decorate boiled eggs during the Shaham El Nissim holiday, which falls every year after the Eastern Christian Easter.
Like, you guys have to wait for us.
You have to wait because we're Americans. Coincidentally, every Passover, Jews place a hard-boiled egg on the Passover ceremonial plate, and the celebrants also eat hard-boiled eggs dipped in salt water as part of the ceremony.
I mean, to each their own.
Oh, God.
I like to eat my hard-boiled eggs with olive oil and everything salt.
Do you know what I like to do with my hard-boiled eggs?
Spice.
I like to peel it, and I throw it in the garbage.
Well,
because that's where it goes.
That's a fucking waste.
No, honestly,
it's 2023. You can't be doing that, Shay. You need to eat it or give it to someone else in need.
I honestly used to love hard-boiled eggs. I don't I guess I probably would. I just don't do it because one time I made myself so sick because I think there was so eggs. Much fucking sulfur. But I don't like the yolk when it's hard-boiled. I just eat the white. So fucking good. It's so salty. I think that's why I really like it.
You just dip it in salt water. Your favorite snack.
Kind of, because
after you
weird.
dip your pasta.
After I had my cheese taco.
And your cheese taco. And then I come over and I dip my hard pasta in hot salt water that I just hard-boiled an egg in.
How did we survive childhood? Jesus Christ.
That.
Yes.
Lots of protein.
Just pure fucking protein and hard crunchy noodles.
And milk. Lots of milk.
That is true. We did drink a lot of milk.
And Fruit Loops. A balanced diet for breakfast.
Everything was portion controlled and you would have did you ever have those
the mini ones?
The 100-calorie they were like Oreos, but they were they were like little wafers. Did you ever have those? It was 100 calorie. They tasted like.
I loved those in high school.
I liked they were like graham crackers. I'm 105 years old and oh my God.
The Teddy Grahams?
No, they were honey made, but they were the 100-calorie packs.
Oh my God.
So they tasted like salt, salt paper. It was disgusting, but I was like, this is what gives me comfort. Where's my cat mittens? I'm 18 years old.
Oh God.
I was a rager, you guys. I was just the cream of the crop.
Still
Creme
de la creme.
Let's see what else. Oh, so some Christians symbolically link the cracking open of Easter eggs with the empty tomb of Jesus. So I guess if the hair is the Virgin Mary and the egg is kind of like Jesus, it kind of makes sense.
There you go.
Connection.
Putting it all together. Conjunction, junction. What's your function?
This episode is ridiculous, and I am here for it. Along with the Easter egg.
Putting bunnies and eggs in together for Jesus. Conjunction, junction.
You're so delusional. I really hope that you're serenading my sister and her wife to bed.
I know, they're like, I fucking hate
It's
this.
fine. Rachel has to close tomorrow. She'll be fine.
She's fine.
She doesn't have to go to work till 6 p.m.
Oh, Jesus, that's annoying.
Yeah, fuck that. Let's see. Okay, along with the Easter egg hunts, there's a thing called egg rolling. Every year, the White House hosts their annual Easter egg roll. And egg rolling is a symbolic reenactment of the stone rolling away from Christ's tomb. At the White House, children are invited to roll their eggs across the lawn, and at the end of the event, the children receive a commemorative wooden egg. Isn't that nice?
Wow, that is precious.
Isn't that just amazing?
Just a special time.
Which I didn't know about egg rolling. I also didn't know about this other game called egg tapping. So, having its roots in the Greek Orthodox tradition, children across Europe and Eastern countries play egg tapping. In the early days, red eggs were cracked together when people exchanged Easter greetings. Eventually, it evolved into a competitive game for children. The children are given hard-boiled eggs, and they hit each other's eggs against one another, and the winner is the child that has an intact egg in hand. I guess. That's the winner? I don't know. I think the winner is the one that's on the sideline, not touching the eggs.
Literally, that's like
whatever.
hiding its egg from everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. So essentially, we don't know in particular what came first, the bunny or the egg. But
no one will ever know.
No one will ever know. But that was like an Easter egg hunt full of facts. So
that's great.
Wasn't that nice? And
I didn't know half that shit.
That's because it's vague information, but whatever. It's still a good time.
I will be able to spit some random facts at someone in the moment.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Comes to pass.
Yes, just like Jesus did.
Rolling through the tomb. Do you want me to sing you one of our Easter fucking Catholic songs? I will.
Oh God, do you know them off the top of your head?
In the silence of the garden, Jesus knelt to pray. Wait, what's the best one? That was a pretty good one.
That sounds like these all sound like they're gonna be bangers. Like, let me.
This is the best.
Well, wow, I'm.
You're gonna have to delete this, obviously. But
am I?
Imagine you're doing the Stations of the Cross, and you're in 7th and 8th grade, and there's these songs.
Wait, what's the Stations of the Cross?
There's 14 of them.
I'm a heathen.
There's 14 of them. Each station is like the process of him getting crucified, but it starts with like the day before, like the Last
I see
Supper.
What you're saying. Okay,
and then he's like in the garden, and then it's like Judas lies the first time, and it's like so dramatic, and it like. Our Catholic school put this play on like every year. The 7th and 8th graders did it. It was the same fucking play every single year. Every single grade would have to sit through this same exact play every single year until you got to 7th and 8th grade and you got to partake in the fucking play and wave the palms around and do the Stations of the Cross dance moves. It was wild. St. Patrick's School. But this song,
I really imagine this. It's fine.
Oh, there was also one part that was so fucking scary because it was like when Jesus was getting crucified and they would like make the spotlight go different colors and then they'd wave this giant cookie sheet to like, it was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Like little kids narrating, and the Station of the Cross was like kids on stage that were just in one frozen position, and then kids reading the like narration, and then music would be in between when they would like switch. It was ridiculous. It was a fucking big fucking deal.
Okay.
Anyway.
So what's the song?
Oh, so Pitch Black.
Okay.
Stay here and keep watch with me. Watch and pray. Ingrained in my brain for the rest of my life.
What part of that was it? Like after
it was like
he was crucified?
It was like when he's like, because like half of the stations are like him walking up to the mountain, and then like some dude pushes him down, and then some dude tries to help him, and then he's like put the crown of thorns on him, and there's like, and then they play this one song like a couple different times during the transitions. It's very dramatic.
So did they play the song, or like you had to like sing the song?
No, they played the song. It was a track that was
pre-recorded.
Played. It's pre-recorded.
So what was happening across the nation? All this.
Everyone was quiet. The lights were going down.
So what part did you play?
Oh, I was a narrator.
Oh, you.
I loved reading out loud.
Did you?
In a microphone. Surprise.
Really? And here we are.
And here we are.
Fast forward
30 years later, 20 years.
So you were a narrator.
I was one of the people like reading the stations. But then in 7th grade, you couldn't do that till 8th grade, but in 7th grade, the girls got to be like, so we like lined in the stage, and then there were people holding palm trees behind the little girl like dancers, and each station we had a different like literally frozen pose that we were also doing like down on the stage behind the palms.
Wait, so you were scenery.
Guys, we were the backup dancers that weren't dancing.
You were JC's backup dancers.
We were basically, yeah.
Okay.
We were like
sounds like quite a treat.
You know, in Hercules, the like singers
yeah,
that like are like kind of we were like that kind of, but we were just
you're the muses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 7th grade girl muses for the Stations of the Cross at St. Patrick's Elementary School in Arroyo Grande, California.
Oh my god.
Anyway, they literally still do the same fucking one now. Like, for real.
I probably believe that, actually.
They do. Same fucking music.
How do you know?
I feel like...
I'm feel it in your bones.
But also, there's a girl that I went to elementary school with, like, all through 8th grade or whatever. And she has kids, and she sends them to our school, and I'm pretty sure she, like, recorded something.
And you're
it
like...
was, like, the same shit. It wasn't the same, like... I don't
pretty
know
close.
The same
pretty
songs,
close.
But I should ask her.
Pretty close.
Katie Gianni.
Okay.
It's not your name anymore, but... Anyways, that's my little rant.
That was a nice
Feel free
rant.
to delete it.
I can delete it for you, don't worry.
Or don't. No,
I mean,
just kidding.
whatever you want me to do, I will do whatever.
Shay, you just decide.
Okay, I will.
You're the master of the
master of all that?
editings.
Okay.
All right, is it time to roll the dice?
It is time to roll, because it's...
Fucking midnight?
11.
Am I going to be able to go to Taco Bell still?
Oh, yeah, they're open till 1, girl.
Oh, hell yeah. I might have to go do that.
All right, here we go. We're going to roll.
We're going to roll for the... Oh, hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us.
I'll just roll this while you give the speech.
Rate us, write us, review us, tell us how you feel, tell us you love us, share us, post us.
All the
Say
things
hello.
us.
That's all.
All right.
Hope you had a good time. We're about to roll the dice to pick our topics for the next week because we don't want to decide shit because I don't know about you.
We decide to do it all the time.
Because we're 30-ish.
1.
Number 1,
It's pop culture nostalgia.
That's the only one I always remember.
Yes. I always remember crime.
5.
That's history, isn't it? Or is that food?
Might be food.
Or no, you know what? I think it's a free roll.
I think it is too. 5
I think
is
it's
free.
a free roll.
5 is free.
It is free roll.
5 is free.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
That was like almost like a scene in Jumanji right there.
It was.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, guys.
Should we get you on your way to Taco Bell?
Yeah, I probably should go. Actually, I shouldn't.
It's fine.
Anyways, okay, thank you, love you. We'll see you guys on the next one.